Okay, so we're up to week 4 already of my time working with Future Focus Finance. I've not had an awful lot of feedback about these blogs, but I'm going to continue to do them whenever I've got some content to put in there to share with you. So please keep viewing, please keep giving me some comments and give me some feedback about what I could do differently or what you'd like to see and hear, so that I can make it as informative for you all as I can. So a little bit of Friday fun, but I want to try and help to communicate and get some messages across to you from Future Focus Finance. So this week I have had very much a doing week. It's been a rare occasion where this week I've not had to travel anywhere. My colleagues, Camilla and David, are at the FT conference in Warwick, running around and spreading the message of Future Focus Finance with some of our value makers. So it's been a really great opportunity this week for me, because I've been at home, to be able to catch up on where I've got to on different things. We've still been doing the fact finding, putting calls into delivery group members and subgroup members for Great Place to Work and close partnering. And it's been an opportunity for me to try to get myself organised. So instead of having the big file that I started off with, I've now resorted to something that looks a little bit like this, where I've got lots of different files with lots of different stickers on, and I'm doing my updates on blank sheets of paper now, as it felt almost like I'd got this big A4 pad that got loads of sheets stuck in it, and whenever I was trying to look for anything I was flicking through and couldn't find anything. So it's been a good chance for me to get myself organised this week, and also to get prepared for the madness that is going to be next week. So next week is going to be a really busy week, and a week of travelling an awful lot and at very early times of the day. So on Monday we've got the FLC meeting and the close partnering delivery group meeting. So watch out for feedback from both of those, and I will try to give you some feedback within my video blog next week on those. For me, it's my first FLC meeting, so it's quite a scary and daunting prospect, as I will be meeting the FLC members, many of whom I've never met and I've only seen pictures of in things like HSJ and the HFMA magazine, so it's all a little scary and I'm not really sure what I'm going to be able to say to these people. But yeah, I will give you some feedback on that. So I've been busy preparing slides for the packs for FLC, and also putting together what I am going to present on the core team update at the close partnering delivery group meeting. So that's going to be Monday next week. And then the other thing that's happening that week is that we are having the launch event for our latest cohort of value makers on the Wednesday. So there's been some last minute preparations around that, pulling together slides, pulling together sheets for packs, resources, etc. So it's looking like that's going to be a really great day, and I'm hoping that as well as the latest cohort of value makers, we will also get some current value makers to really welcome that group into the value maker family. But we have very much made sure that that agenda is around inspiring the value makers, so that they want to walk out of that room and actually act and do something and spread the FFF message and champion FFF for us, but also putting some technical things around. This is the kind of resources that we've got available, this is where you find them, this is a really good tip for staying up to date on the website, and this is how you can share the links. So it's going to be a mix of inspirational talks, but also some real technical detail of how they can get started, so that when they walk out of that room and walk back into work on the Thursday, that hopefully they feel like they know what they're doing and that they can get up and running with being a value maker. As usual, it would be remiss of me to not mention the FACE event that happened last Friday, and the feedback that we've received already is just fabulous. I think everybody agreed that it was a really great and inspiring day, and I know that at one point they were worried about whether people would actually accept the challenge and get up and do some talking and some practicing of the presentations, but apparently they had that many volunteers, not everybody got to do it, so some are disappointed at the fact that they missed out. So yeah, that was a great event, and there is plenty of feedback from that. There's some resources from that which we will get onto the website, and we will put onto our latest FFF newsletter that will come out to you all. And then I suppose the next thing really that we need to discuss at the Close Partnering Delivery Group meeting is, what do we do next? So, you know, this wasn't a one-off event that's happened and then that's the end of it. We are working really hard to get a subgroup together that's got more members and volunteers to try to help us with the things that we're trying to do nationally. But it's also about how do we share some of the learning and share some of the things and the actions that finance and clinical educators are doing out there, and what other events are we going to put on and how often are we going to do it. So there's going to be a lot of discussion, I'm sure, about that on Monday at our Close Partnering Delivery Group meeting. As I feel that I haven't had really as much content this time to share with you, as it really has been a bit of a doing week, which is very boring for you guys to hear about really. So what I've thought about doing is something similar to the Follow Friday thing that we do on Twitter, but mine doesn't have a snappier title. It's a catch up on a Friday, which really isn't as snappy, is it? I'm going to have to think about that title. But what I'm going to try and do is, if I've got a chance in these video blogs, is to try to point you in the direction of something that I think is a really good tool and a really good resource that you can find on the FFF website. So this week I'm going to talk to you more about what we have for best possible value and the decision effectiveness toolkit that's come out of that work stream. So if you go to the bottom of the FFF homepage on the website, there's a blue box that lists all of the different action areas. So if you click on best possible value, that almost takes you to what looks like the same as the FFF website, but it's almost a microsite that's specifically for best possible value. And within there, you'll find all the resources, the blogs relating to best possible value and the decision effectiveness toolkit. You'll find the toolkit, you'll find frequently asked questions. It's a really, really great resource, and one that I recommend that if you haven't looked at it, you take a look and see what you think of what's in there, and see whether it's something that your organisation might like to get involved in and implement. I think the reason that I'm really championing it is I found when I worked in an acute trust that very often clinicians would come to me extremely frustrated because they'd had an idea, they'd managed to agree some kind of pilot where an organisation had said, yeah, we'll let you trial it for free to see how you get on with it. They'd put it in place, put it out on the wards. They'd done a review of it and an audit of it based on their clinical requirements, and clinically it audited really well, and it was definitely something that they wanted to put in place. But then when they got to the stage of saying, right, this is something that we want to do, this is how much the kit's going to cost us, and this is the revenue implications for the consumables, they almost all of a sudden hit this brick wall, because people were saying, well, have you spoken to finance about that? No. So they'd come to me and say, right, what do we need to do? And it would almost be me saying to them, well, we need to almost do the audit again, because we need to see what would it have cost us if we'd have used the old method, and what's it going to cost us in the new method, so that then we can have a look at what the additional value is that we get out of this project. And you could just see them getting completely demoralised. It was almost like, I've just spent the last 6 months doing stuff and I didn't realise that I'd got to do this. Nobody told me that I got to do that. And then even to the point where we very quickly, once they've got finance involved, had to point out to them, and actually it's not even your budget. This doesn't come out of your budget. It comes out of the ward's budget, which is under another division. So you're actually asking a completely different divisional management team to agree this and to fund this on an ongoing basis. And like I say, you could just see them completely getting deflated and demoralised. And for me, the decision effectiveness toolkit is something that stops all of that. It sounds like common sense, but right from the very beginning, what it says to you is, you need to identify who the people are who are going to be involved in this decision-making process, and therefore you can then make sure that you collect the data, you do the right audits as you're going through, so that at the end of that 6 months trial period, you've got everything that you need to make the right decision, the decision that gives you the best possible value. So for me, if you recognise those frustrations and you've come up against those frustrations previously, then have a look at that bit of the website and have a look and see whether it's something that you could talk to your senior management team about, or whether it's something that you could try to get implemented within your organisation. Liverpool CCG piloted it with Bain in the very early days, and the feedback that they give is just amazing. They think it's a fabulous tool, to the point where they now use it on any decision that they make. So regardless of the size of it, regardless of who's involved in it, whether it's a big finance business case or something a lot smaller that's a lot more local, it's something that they try to follow because they can really see the benefits of it. So Friday afternoon, if you can spare 5 minutes, just have a quick look on that bit of the website and see what you think. And if you want to find out more, there's contact details on there. Joe Paris is amazing and very approachable. So yeah, have a look and see what you think. So that's it for this week's video blog. Thank you. My takeaway messages are: watch out for the FLC and the Close Partnering Delivery Group feedback next week. Watch out for the FACE event feedback on the website. And if you've got 5 minutes this Friday afternoon, please have a look at the Best Possible Value microsite. Thank you, and hopefully I'll see you all next week. Bye!